Hello, welcome to my quiz. My name's Michael and I'm here in the kitchen of my home in Halifax. And just before we start the quiz, I'll just give you a little resume of my quizzing history. I first started to play in the mid-70s for a local pub team, the Upper George in Halifax. And in 4 or 5 years, that team went on to be Tetley's Yorkshire champions 3 times. I then changed allegiance and played in the Whitbread League for another local pub, and that team went nearly 2 years without being beaten. In 1986, I organised and wrote all the questions for an 8-hour marathon quiz to raise money for the Ethiopian famine. Tried to get that entered into the Guinness Book of Records, but they declined, saying that it wasn't breaking a previous record because there wasn't a record. So I don't know why I didn't create a record. Anyway, we did raise £700 for the relief fund. In 1999, me and my friend Tom were champions of the last of the series of Today's the Day television quiz on BBC Two, for which we won a prize of £1,000 of Thomas Cook travel vouchers each. And round about 16 years ago, I became involved with a pub quiz in Soapy Bridge, which has been run every week since. And I tried to play alternately, or at least once or twice in a month, and then set the questions for the other occasions, and other friends help with the setting of the questions and presenting the quiz. So that's me. So the quiz itself, there are 50 questions basically. They are general knowledge. What makes my quiz a little bit different is that several of the answers will form a connection. And I will tell you how many of the answers you're looking for to form the connection. And in this quiz, there are 17 answers, which will give you 18 things which are connected. So that means that one of the answers is a double answer. It gives you 2 of the connections. I'll repeat each question. So I suggest that you get yourself a piece of paper and something to write with, and if you're not sure of the answer immediately, write down a clue so you can come back to the question. And also please indicate the answers that you think are part of the connection, and finally write down what the connection is or what you think the connection is. So let's go. 50 questions, and we'll start logically with question 1. What name is given to the cold vegetable soup which originated in Andalusia? What name is given to the cold vegetable soup which originated in Andalusia? Question 2, which is the only professional football club in England which does not play on the mainland? Which is the only professional football club in England which does not play its games on the mainland? Question 3. At 4.37 light years from the Sun, Proxima Centauri, Beta Centauri, and which other star form the nearest star system in the solar system? That's the nearest to us, of course. At 4.37 light years from the Sun, Proxima Centauri, Beta Centauri, and which other star form the nearest star system to us? Question 4. Between Al Martino in 1952 with Here in My Heart to Ray Stevens with The Streak in 1974, how many records have been at number 1 in the single chart? between Al Martino in 1952 with Here in My Heart, to Ray Stevens with The Streak in 1974. Excuse me. How many records have been at #1 in the singles chart? And you may have 30 either side of the correct answer. So 30. Question 5. Which American directed the films The Elephant Man and Blue Velvet? Which American directed the films The Elephant Man and Blue Velvet? 6. Which BBC drama series, which ran for 88 episodes between 1980 and 85, starred Stephanie Turner, I beg your pardon, and Anne Carteret as police officers in the Lancashire town of Hartley, which was based upon Bake-Up? Which BBC drama series, which ran for 88 episodes between 1980 and 1985, starred Stephanie Turner and Anne Carteret as police officers in the Lancashire town of Hartley? Question 7. In which American state is Seattle? Which American state is Seattle? Question 8. In March 2009, Poker Face became the first #1 single for which artist? In March 2009, Poker Face became the first #1 single for which artist? Question 9. Which comedian who died in 1977 starred as Hitler, satirized Hitler, in the 1940 film The Great Dictator? Which comedian who died in 1977 starred in and satirized Hitler in the film The Great Dictator? I beg your pardon. Can't read my own writing. Question 10. What is the name given to the area of the Atlantic Ocean around the equator, famous for its calm conditions? What name is given to the area of the Atlantic Ocean around the equator, famous for its calm conditions? That was question 10. Question 11. In 1999, the film director Baz Luhrmann had a #1 single about which everyday product? In 1999, the film director Baz Luhrmann had a #1 single about which everyday product? Question 12. The 1986 film starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin in his last film role tells the story of which branch of America's armed forces? A 1986 film starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin in his final film role tells the story of which branch of America's army or its forces? Question 13. Which duo in 1993 revived the 1979 Village People hit Go West? In 1993 revived the 1979 Village People hit Go West. Question 14. Which 4-letter word is a nymph in Greek myth, a newspaper name, and the voice-activated device? Which 4-letter word can be a nymph in Greek myth, a newspaper name, and a voice-activated device? Question 15. Regarded as the father of logic, whom in 335 BCE founded the Lyceum? Regarded as the father of logic, whom in 335 BCE founded the Lyceum? 16. How is the chief usher of the House of Lords better known? How is the chief usher of the House of Lords better known? 17. In which sport are the Eisenhower and Curtis Cups presented? Or for which sport are the Eisenhower and Curtis Cups presented? Question 18. Which saint who has a significant day each year was once the Saxon Bishop of Winchester? Which saint who has a significant day each year was once the Saxon Bishop of Winchester? Question 19. What traditionally happens to the Mayor of High Wycombe on appointment and departure? What traditionally happens to the Mayor of High Wycombe on appointment and departure? Question 20. Which Eagles song contains the line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave"? Which Eagles song contains the line, "You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave"? 21. Which important person flies in an aircraft with the international call sign Shepherd 1? Which important person flies in an aircraft with the international call sign Shepherd 1? And 22. Which unit of measurement was originally defined as the mass of 1 litre of water? Which unit of measurement was originally defined as the mass of 1 litre of water? 23. The actress Mrs. Patrick Campbell famously said, when hearing about homosexual activity, "I don't care what they do, as long as they don't do it in the street," and what? What 3 words follow that? Lady Patrick Campbell's famous statement about hearing about homosexual activity, "I don't care what they do, as long as they don't do it in the street," and what? Which 3 words follow that? 24. Who in 1986, by beating Trevor Burbeck by technical knockout, became the youngest heavyweight champion of the world? Who in 1986, by beating Trevor Burbeck by technical knockout, TKO, became the youngest heavyweight champion of the world? Question 25. After Brazil and Argentina, which is South America's largest country? So which is the 3rd largest country in South America after Brazil and Argentina? 26. Which motor manufacturer, known for its rooftop test track, is based in Turin? Which motor manufacturer, known for its rooftop test track, is based in Turin? 27. In which month is the Lord Mayor's show held each year? That's the Lord Mayor of London, of course. Which year is the Lord Mayor's show held each year? 28. Which comedian, musician and actor has recently published an autobiography titled Tall Tales and Wee Stories? Which comedian, musician and actor has recently published an autobiography entitled Tall Tales and Wee Stories? 29. What is the connection between swords, wands, pentacles and cups? What do those four things all have in common? Swords, wands, pentacles and cups. And question 30. Which award, designed by Cedric Gibbons and sculpted by George Stanley, was first presented in 1929 by the actor Douglas Fairbanks Jr.? Which award, which was designed by Cedric Gibbons and sculpted by George Stanley, was first presented in 1929 by the actor Douglas Fairbanks Jr.? Next, question 30. Question 31. Again, you can have a little bit of leeway here. How many stories make up Chaucer's Canterbury Tales? And you may have 3 either side of the correct answer. How many stories make up Chaucer's Canterbury Tales? 32. Which of Shakespeare's tragic titular characters has been played on film by Leslie Howard, Lawrence Harvey, Leonardo DiCaprio and Orlando Bloom? Which of Shakespeare's tragic titular characters has been played on film by Leslie Howard, Lawrence Harvey, Leonardo DiCaprio and Orlando Bloom? 33. Which element takes its name from the Greek for lazy or inactive? Which element takes its name from the Greek for lazy or inactive? 34. Why is the novel The Adventures of Tom Sawyer unique in literary history? Why is the novel The Adventure of Tom Sawyer unique in literary history? Question 35. What name is shared by a range of mountains in Andalusia and one on the border of California? Mountains in Andalusia and on the border of California share the same name. What is that name? 36. Which is the longest A road wholly within England? It runs from Bodmin to Mansfield. What's the number of the longest A road wholly within England? It runs from Bodmin to Mansfield. 37. Which weather phenomenon is measured on the Fujita scale? Which weather phenomenon is measured on the Fujita, and that's Fujita, the Fujita scale? 38. Which TV series, which was first broadcast in November 2012, was written by Sally Wainwright? It stars Derek Jacobi and Anne Reid. Which TV series, which was first broadcast in November 2012, was written by Sally Wainwright and stars Derek Jacobi and Anne Reid? Question 39. Which European country is divided into 26 cantons? And that's spelled C-A-N-T-O-N-S. Which European country is divided into 26 cantons? Question 40. The 13th Amendment to the US Constitution ended what? What was ended by the 13th Amendment to the US Constitution? Question 41. Which 1966 film starring Richard Burton, Elizabeth Taylor, George Segal, and Sandy Dennis became only the second film to be nominated for an Oscar in every eligible category? 13 in all. Which film of 1966, starring Richard Burton, Elizabeth Taylor, George Segal, and Sandy Dennis, became only the second to be nominated for an Oscar in every eligible category? 13 in all. 42. Which American actor who appeared in many films, including Samson and Delilah in 1949 and The Robe in 1953, said when asked if he would play Superman's father for a fee of £1 million, as had Marlon Brando, he replied, for $1 million, he would play Superman's mother. Which American actor who appeared in many films, including Samson and Delilah in 1949 and The Robe in 1953, said when asked if he would play Superman's father for a fee of $1 million, as had Marlon Brando, replied, for $1 million, he would play Superman's mother. Multiple points to be had here, 10 in all. I'll give you a bit of time to complete the answer. Which European country has the most borders with 9? And for extra points, how many can you name? So you're looking for 10 countries. The first one is the country with the most borders, and then the other 9 are the countries which border it. So I'll give you a couple of minutes for that one to write the answers down, and it gives me time to blow my nose. Excuse me. Question 44. A Touch of Class, The Germans, and Waldorf Salad are episodes in which TV comedy series? A Touch of Class, The Germans, and Waldorf Salad are episodes in which television comedy series? Question 45. Into which sea does the Volga River empty? Into which sea does the Volga River empty? And question 46. Which liquid is Britain's biggest export earner? Which liquid is Britain's biggest export earner? And 47. The River Tamar separates which 2 English counties? Which 2 English counties are separated by the River Tamar? 48. In which British city was the Encyclopaedia Britannica first published? In which British city was the Encyclopaedia Britannica first published? And 49. Which member of the crow family has the scientific name Pica Pica? P-I-C-A, P-I-C-A. Which member of the crow family has the nickname Pica Pica? And the final question. Which film of 1979, a prequel, tells the story of the British Army's disastrous defeat at the Battle of Isandlwana in 1879? Which film of 1979, a prequel, tells the story of the British Army's disastrous defeat at the Battle of Isandlwana in 1879? So I'll give you a minute or so to finalise your answers, and then I will give you the answers. Don't forget, you're looking for the connection. 17 of the answers for 18 things which are connected. And I hope you found the quiz interesting. Some of you may find it hard, some of you may find it easy. Problem is, I don't know how much you know. All I do know is the easy questions are the ones to know, the ones to which you know the answers, and the hard questions are the questions to which you don't know the answers. So there are two things I don't want to happen in the quiz. I don't want anybody getting them all right, and I don't want anybody getting them all wrong. So somewhere in between, 75, 80% of the answers is what I'm looking for. Okay, let's do the answers in that case. Soup is gazpacho. The only professional football club that doesn't play on the mainland, it's Portsmouth, and they play on Portsea Island. The star is Alpha Centauri. There have been 350 number one singles in that time span that I gave you, and you may have 30 either side of that, so 320 to 380. And if you've got it spot on, well done. David Lynch is the director of the two films, The Elephant Man and Blue Velvet. And the series, which starred Stephanie Turner and Anna Cataract, is Juliet Bravo. Seattle is in Washington State. And Poker Face was the first number one for Lady Gaga. The comedian who satirized Hitler in the film The Great Dictator, Charlie Chaplin. The area of calm around the equator in the Atlantic Ocean is the doldrums. Baz Luhrmann said everyone or everybody was free to wear sunscreen. So the everyday product was sunscreen. Film starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin is Delta Force. And Go West was a hit in 1993 for Pet Shop Boys. The word, which can be a nymph, a newspaper, and a voice-activated device, echo. Founder of the Lyceum is Aristotle. The chief usher of the House of Lords is better known, or more familiarly known, as Black Rod. And the Eisenhower and Curtis Cups are awarded in golf. The saint, with the significant day each year, was once the Saxon Bishop of Winchester, is Saint Swithin. And traditionally, the Mayor of High Wycombe, on appointment and departure, is Wade. And the Eagles song is Hotel California. The important person who flies around in Shepherd 1 is the Pope. And the unit of measurement, originally defined as the mass of 1 litre of water, is the kilogram. Mrs. Patrick Campbell said she didn't mind what the homosexual activity was, so long as it didn't happen in the street and it didn't frighten the horses. By beating Trevor Burbeck, Mike Tyson became the youngest person to hold the world heavyweight boxing title. And the third largest of South America's countries after Brazil and Argentina is Peru. Motor manufacturer based in Turin is Fiat. And the Lord Mayor's Show is held each year in November. Tall Tales and Wee Stories is an autobiography by Sir Billy Connolly. Swords, Wands, Pentacles and Cups are suits in a pack of tarot cards. The award, first presented by the actor Douglas Fairbanks in 1929, is the Oscar. Canterbury Tales, there are 24. And again, you've got some leeway, 3 either side, so 21 or 27 will give you a point. The titular character, which is played by those 4 actors, is Romeo. The element which takes its name from the Greek for lazy or inactive, argon. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer is unique in literary history. It's believed to have been the first novel written using a typewriter. And the range of mountains shared by rangers in Andalusia and California, Sierra Nevada. Longest road wholly within England is the A38. And tornadoes are measured on the Fujita scale. And set in my hometown, Last Tango in Halifax was the series written by Sally Wainwright. The country, which has 26 cantons, Switzerland, and the 13th Amendment ended slavery in America. The film, which was nominated for 13 Oscars, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and the actor who said he would play Superman's mother for $1 million, Victor Mature. You might still be thinking about this one. The European country with the most borders is Germany, and it is bordered by the Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Belgium, Austria, Netherlands, Poland, Switzerland, and Luxembourg. So if you've got all of those right, you get 10 points, but a point for each of the ones that you've got right anyway. Touch of Class, German's Waldorf Salad, for all episodes of Fawlty Towers. The Volga empties into the Caspian Sea. And the liquid, which is Britain's biggest export earner, is whiskey. The River Tamar separates Devon and Cornwall. The Encyclopaedia Britannica was first published in Edinburgh. The member of the crow family, the name Pika Pika, is the magpie, and the story of Ishol Watner was told in the film Zulu Dawn. The connection. Answer number 3, Alpha. 6, Juliet Bravo. 9, Charlie. 12, Delta. 14, Echo. 17, Golf. 20, Hotel. 22, Kilo. 24, Mike. 27, November. 30, Oscar. 32, Romeo. 35, Sierra. 38, Tango. 42, Victor. 46, Whiskey. And 50, Zulu. They are all words used in the phonetic alphabet. That's the end of the quiz. Add up your scores and give yourself a pat on the back. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will do another one shortly, probably one a week, until the end of the lockdown, when we can all return to our local pubs and normal life. Thank you.